Right then, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon and welcome to the press conference ahead of this Saturday's forthcoming bouts of boxing at the Ponds Forge in Sheffield. Hennessy Sports once again proud to bring a big bill of boxing to terrestrial TV. There are still a limited number of tickets available. Doors open at 5 p.m. with the first bell scheduled for 6:30. Firstly, just a quick couple of thank yous. Firstly, thank you to Napoleon's Casino for very kindly supporting us and hosting today, to our sponsors, Maxi Nutrition, also to Channel 5 as well, and our media partner, the Sheffield Star. Main event on Saturday night will be for the Commonwealth Super Bantamweight title, all the way from Australia. We're very proud to introduce this afternoon Fred Mundraby, who's the current Australian Super Bantamweight champion, and he's in the ring with Sheffield's Kid Galahad, who enters the ring as the former undefeated WBC international and British champion, and also the current newly crowned European Super Bantamweight champion. So that's why we're here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, for our press conference. Firstly, to open the conference from the top table, I'm going to hand over now to a member of Kid Galahad's team and also representing Hennessy Sports this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, handing now to John Ingle.
Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Just looking at the condition of Fred, and I just hope I haven't made a mistake with this fight. We gave him plenty of notice. We contacted him back in January and said, you know, there's a possibility of boxing Kid Galahad for the Commonwealth title. Obviously, Barry had the European title fight that he had to win and get out of the way. But watching the videos of Fred, he's the Australian national champion. He's had plenty of notice. He's flown over early. He's in great condition. He's on the weight now. And he's talking to him for 5 minutes, and he's really up for the fight. He's not come up to make the numbers. He was one of the leading contenders on the list. Barry wouldn't have got away with boxing a lesser opponent, you know, than a national champion. So it's a real 50-50 fight, this, you know. But Barry, if he's going to do what he hopes to achieve, he's got to get the guys like Fred out of the way. But I'm sure Fred's not the kind of guy who's come over here to lie down. I think with all Australian kids, they come and give it 100%, you know, like they wear their hearts on the sleeves, and like we're expecting a great fight on Saturday. So I'll hand over to Fred, and he'll talk himself up and make me even more worried.
Cheers, mate.
Good afternoon, Fred. Welcome to England. It's your first fight here in the UK. What sort of a welcome have you had since joining us here in England on Monday?
Mate, got here on Monday. Straight away, jet lag was not an issue. I got the good vibe from Sheffield. You know, I heard there's a few champions here. Had the opportunity to meet Junior Witter, and you know, like I said, it's just a great positive vibe I've gotten from Sheffield, and I was straight into it. You know, straight into training, and I've settled in really well. The people have been really welcoming. Yeah, really enjoying Sheffield.
Very good. You're 26 years old now, Fred. This is your 8th year as a professional boxer. Just for the benefit of anyone who perhaps doesn't know you, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your style as a boxer.
Well, mate, I turned pro at 18. You know, didn't want to wait around for the Olympics, so I thought I'd get some of these nice belts. And you know, Mr. Ingles gave me a call, the opportunity to fight for a Commonwealth title back home. I think if I brought all my belts, I probably would have had a bit of problem with the luggage weight. But yeah, just a great opportunity. I'm really privileged and honoured to have this opportunity. Thanks, Ingle guys and all the guys at the gym for this opportunity, and Kid Galahad, you know, for giving me this opportunity to fight. For this fight, you can expect the Fred Mundraby just to come out and be really smart, switched on. I've watched Barry fight, and he's pretty switched on. Good boxer, good mover. Come fight night, we're just gonna reach into that kit bag, and bring out whatever tools we need to get the victory on the night.
How confident are you of winning?
Mate, I've done.
Too confident.
I should stop talking. Mate, I'm pretty confident. Like I said before, we've been sparring numerous of opponents. you know, right up to the welterweight. So, junior winner, if you want to spar after the fight, mate, I'll be calling you out. No, just joking. But yeah, just confident. You know, gonna bring out all the tools necessary to get the victory, and you know, I'm sure Kid Galahad's gonna, you know, perform well as well. So, you know.
Just away from your training as well, sat on your left hand side is Stephen, who's your pastor, who's accompanied you for the trip, who you say helps you outside of the ring, helps you prepare yourself with confidence and mentally. How's that helped you in the run-up to this fight?
Mate, it's helped me phenomenally. You know, we've all got our own beliefs, and you know, mine is, you know, it's helped me, you know, through the ropes. You know, out of the boxing ring, it's kept my feet on the ground. And you know, prior to this fight, you know, I was going through a lot of struggles, and I'd just like to thank the man upstairs for this great opportunity. And you know, the wife's actually my trainer outside the boxing ring. I try to get away from the boxing as much as possible, but yeah, she's been helping me keep fit. And as soon as we got the call up from Mr. Ingles, you know, for this great opportunity, you know, I knew I was in the right frame of mind, and the body was definitely fit and ready. So, you know, I gave the positive nod to you know, come over and get this job done.
You say you're fit and ready as well. It's last year since you was in the ring with a successful visit into the ring. You actually won the Australian Super Bantamweight title when you beat the undefeated Galahad. Just tell us about your last outing in the ring, Fred.
Well, what can I say? Galahad is a tough opponent. Man, he could hit really hard as well. Obviously, like this case, I'm the victim. Stepping in enemy territory. You know, when asked back home about the crowds, you know, when asked back home about the crowds about being against me, you know, it sort of spurs me on, and that's a prime example of the outcomes. So, you know, I went down there, I performed well. It's not my preferred division, super bantamweight, but to me this fight, it's a beggars can't be choosers fight. And I'm stepping up, I'm coming over here, I prepared myself physically and mentally, and you know, I'm just come over here to Sheffield to perform, and try my very best, so yeah.
You come into England, first fight in England, it's live on terrestrial TV. You come into a city which has got a fantastic reputation of producing champions, for example Junior Witter, Johnny Nelson, Prince Nazim Hamed, Harold Graham, of course our own Kid Galahad. Is this maybe a little bit, have you bitten off a little bit more than you can chew, do you think?
I like that. Basically, you know, like I come into Champions Den, I just dance, I do my thing. Like, it doesn't really faze me, and my dad grew me up to let me know it doesn't matter where you're from, how tall, how small you are, you got a heartbeat, you bleed, you breathe as every other man. And you know, I come over here and I go towards every single fight like that. You know, as big as they come, the harder they fall. You know, so come fight night, I'm just going to give it my all. And like Mr. Ingles said, you know, wear my heart on my sleeve, so to speak.
So on a scale of 1 to 100, Fred, whereabouts are you now in your peak condition, your ability going into Saturday night? Whereabouts are you?
I'd say 120. 110 before, but you know, like I said, I got my spiritual side sorted, and that's always been my downfall. You know, now that's in check, everything's in check, I'm settled in my life. I'm just, you know, looking for the positive outcomes that, you know, that will come out of this fight. You know, win, lose or draw, I'm just happy to be here in Sheffield and, you know, have this great stage to perform in front of. And yeah, thank you very much, Sheffield, for having me.
And I've got two final questions for you for now, Fred. If you win on Saturday night, where's your next step? Where's your next goal in 2014 or your next step in your career? You've had 17 fights, 15 wins. You've had 7 inside the distance. So where's your next step?
Mate, I think it's fair enough to say, like, the boys over here, Ingles and Barry, they gave me this opportunity. If Barry wants a rematch, you know, I'll be more than happy to oblige, and straight up, you know, we'll fight again. obviously I like Sheffield. I'd like the opportunity to come back and perform again. But yeah, just obviously get back home and lax it up and just wait for the next opportunity.
And then one final question for you. Have you got a message for Kid 2 days away from entering the ring with him?
Kid, what can I say, mate? You're a great fighter, great boxer. We're just going to come in and do our thing. At the end of the day, your brother's here, your trainer's here, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be you and me in that boxing room, man. We can dance toe to toe. Cheers, bro. Thanks, mate.
Has anybody any questions what they'd like to put forward to Fred at the moment?
Fred, I've noticed that the bookies have really given you a small shot at this. One of them was saying 33-1 against today, which you don't normally get in a title fight. Is that a little unnerving for you?
Mate, as I said before, that sort of spurs me on. They have every right to put those odds against me because I'm the underdog. I'm coming over here. Obviously, they would have done their stats. I'm only a flyweight, but hey, I've bulked up. I've done my homework. I've successfully won a super bantamweight title, and I can't see why not Mr. Eagles didn't call me out the way he did. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Just one more for me. You've only fought once since 2012, so a little bit of ring rust perhaps?
2013? Oh, yeah. Cool, you done your homework. Yeah,
Better than you, boss.
yeah, I just know when I'm in the boxing ring, mate. To me, mate, it's fighting. Ring rust, to me, is, I get into a lot of straps in and out of the ring. I've got a lot of boys that come to the gym and they're straight off the grass, man. In the community, I know you probably call it reserve here, where they keep a lot of people, Aboriginal community. You get fights every day of the week, whether you're the champ or you're the loser. So, fighting to me is it's like walking down the street. It's just what I do. Ring rust is it's not a factor. Hence why I won the last title last time out. So.
Anybody else? Any questions for Fred? Can we hand over to Stephen? Please, Stephen. Afternoon, Stephen. Welcome.
Afternoon.
You're here in the capacity of Fred's pastor. So, can you tell us a little bit about what you've done for Fred, what you've assisted Fred with, and how you've helped him in his preparations ahead of this big fight for him?
Mainly in my capacity as a minister, it's just come in to bring in peace, keep his spirit calm, keep his mind calm, not allow doubt to come in. As the Word of God says, we rely on Him and He brings good things to us. We edify Him and we equip Him. So it's really just coming in and building him up spiritually and mentally and allowing him to not have those negative vibes, those negative thoughts.
And whereabouts is Fred now in his preparations in your eyes?
In my eyes? Well, this is the most confident I've seen him in the last year and a half since we've been involved together. This is the most at peace that I've seen him in the last year and a half since he's been attending our church, and so I think he's doing very well.
Thank you, Stephen.
Any more questions? Adam Etchers. We forgot to mention Adam Etchers. He's a champion as well, Paul.
Sorry.
Another one to the long list, and don't forget him because he's on for big things. Any questions? Anybody else?
Fred,
Oh,
what happened in Japan then?
Japan.
Yeah, the loss.
Pretty much, I got caught with a good shot. Leading up to that fight, it wasn't a great preparation. Like I said, I'll fight anyone, anywhere. That kid, 2 fights later, fought for the WBC title and almost had the champion out on his feet. So it just goes to show that I ain't afraid and I'll fight anyone. Win, lose or draw, I come to fight. So that's what happened, man. That's all she wrote, straight up.
Now with that fight, he did get his jaw broken in the second round, and he fought on for 4 more rounds before he retired.
Which side of his
That's
jaw did he
pretty
get
brave.
broken, Steve?
I'm not gonna say.
I'm sure it's all over the internet, mate.
Yeah, it's all over the internet. So.
Nice question, Junior.
I tried.
He's just wondering if, you know, if you get through this fight and win, and you move up, you want to move up and fight him, so he's just getting his own work done early, Fred, don't worry about that.
Nice.
So we'll move on now to Kid. How are you, Kid? How's things?
I'm alright, thank you.
Is that on? Close, very.
I'm alright, thank you.
Very good. No sooner are you out of the ring than back in it.
Yeah.
It's only a few weeks now since you were the newly crowned European champion. How's things been since? Have you had time to settle?
Not really, no. We got back straight into training camp because the manager, John Ingle, told me you could be
Keep him
fine
out of
again.
trouble.
You could be fine again in about 6 weeks' time, so we got straight back into training.
So you've had no rest whatsoever?
No rest.
Do you think that's helped you?
Yeah, in a way, because everything from the last fight just carried on to this fight.
How do you rate your performance in the last fight with
I thought it was a good
Sergio Prado?
I thought it was a good performance. I did what I had to do, and got the win.
Does it mean more to you when you box in Sheffield, Kid?
Yeah, if for any fighter, fighting in your hometown is probably the best place to fight. You know what I mean? You've got your own people there, and it's a great atmosphere.
Your last, well in fact all 16 of your outings have been successful,
Yeah.
but your last 2 fights have been very successful. You obviously beat the undefeated James Dickens
Yeah.
to win the British Super Bantamweight title, then Sergio Prado to win the European Super Bantamweight title. What does this one mean to you on Saturday? What would this mean to win the Commonwealth?
This is just the same. At the end of the day, he's probably the most skilled from both of them two. He's an all-round fighter. He can punch. He's slick. He's a good boxer, and it's going to be a hard fight Saturday night.
Yeah, you've said publicly you've been studying him, you've seen a few of his outings, you say he's a tricky customer.
Yeah,
have you altered your training in any sort of way for that?
No, we haven't really altered our training. We just got to go in there and do what I got to do. But he's a good all-round fighter. He can do a bit of everything.
Have you got a message for Fred?
No, just make sure he's ready on Saturday night.
Things are looking very good for you a minute. You've had 16 professional fights, 16 wins, you've had 8 inside the distance
Yeah.
as well. What does the near future hold for you for the rest of 2014, do you think, Kid?
We want to get in the top 10, the top 5 in any of the governing bodies. But first of all, we've got to do a job on Fred on Saturday night.
Okay, and obviously you've publicly spoken recently about Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg.
Yeah.
What do you make of those? Kid, just tell us a bit of your thoughts on both
They're
of
both
those.
good fighters, and at this minute of time, I'm not really thinking about none of them two. The only thing I'm thinking about is Fred and getting this fight out of the way on Saturday night.
How's training gone then in the gym?
Training's gone fine, everything's gone good. I'm in peak performance shape, and I'm ready for Saturday night.
And on a scale of 1 to 100, whereabouts are you ready for Saturday?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go.
Does it faze you that he's 120% confident at all?
Not really.
121.
And he's offering you a rematch before the first bell?
He can say and do what he can say what he wants to say. Because on Saturday night, all that talking, you've got to be able to back it up.
Have you any thoughts, any predictions for Saturday night? Have you got a game plan?
No,
Or
I'm ready. I know it's going to be a hard fight, and I'm ready to do whatever I've got to do. If I have to go 12 rounds, I'll go 12 rounds. It doesn't really matter with me.
And members of the audience, anyone, any questions please for Kid?
Barry, does it faze you that Fred's got God's right-hand man on his side?
No. At the end of the day, if he wants to have him with him, he can have him with him. But at the end of the day, when we get in that ring, all the praying and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't really matter. If you haven't put that work in the gym, it's not going to help you.
Kid, I got a question for you. Is my abs better than yours? Because I seem to be creating a bit of a buzz in your gym.
No, you've got the best abs. Between you and Jordan Witter. between you and Junior Witter?
How's your training going? Have you still been beating everyone on morning runs?
Yeah, all the training's gone fine. Like I said, you know me, Adam. Mine never at the gym. Any more questions?
We'll just grab a quick couple of questions with Dom, your trainer. Dom, like we said before, no sooner is he out of the ring than back in it. How easy is that for you?
Yeah, he had a great night when he was European. He did the training, he'd been in training. Well, he's never out of the gym, you know. For him to be out of the gym, you know, he's got to be on holiday somewhere. And downtime for Barry is training once a day. And he started off this camp actually by running the Sheffield Half Marathon, which I think he came in about 5th. So, you know, it's 5th or 6th. You know, it was still a good run. And that's how he started this camp. So he's got a good level of fitness. He's always on it. He's ambitious. You know, he's seen the likes of, you know, when he was a kid, 14. You know, Junior Witter was a world champion. Johnny Nelson was in there. It's all the kids coming through. So he's had good experiences. He knows what the big game's all about. He went over to America when Junior boxed Dylan Alexander. He's been over to Germany for European title fights. He's been all over the place from, you know, the age of 14. So all this, you know, pressure from him fighting in your hometown, it doesn't really exist for Barry. He's well used to it. So, you know, he's well prepared for this one.
And what did you make of the last fight against Prado? How happy was your team with Barry's performance there?
The hardest thing to do in boxing, really, is to control somebody for 12 rounds. You know, we all like to see knockouts and, you know, exciting fights. But if you can't knock somebody out in 4 or 5 rounds, you've got a problem. And, you know, fighters, when they're looking, look at your Scott Quiggs and the Framptons, you know, they're going out and they're knocking people out. But really, what fighters worry about is doing 12 rounds. And when you can do 12 rounds like, you know, Barry did at Cruz, he wasn't even out of second gear. You know, he could have probably stopped the kid any round he wanted to. But sometimes getting the rounds and getting the experience and controlling, totally dominating an opponent is what boxing's all about. And you can pull the knockout any time. So, you know, it was a good clinical performance from Barry. He could do the 12 rounds dead easy. That's his level of fitness. And you know, he's getting to the point where when he has to start knocking people out, he will do. But this moment in time, you know, this fight, Commonwealth title fight, he's won the British European Commonwealth. He's almost conquered 3/4 of the world already. So, you know, next step, couple more fights and get him in the top 10 of the governing bodies and start heading towards a, you know, world title fight. The argument will rage on between who's better, Galahad, Quigg, Frampton, but Barry McGuigan's going to protect his fight at Cole Frampton and get as much cash out of him as he can. Joe Galler's going to do the same with Scott Quigg, because in my opinion, you know, Quigg's the weakest. He needs protecting. Frampton will have a bit of a tear up, but he'll come unstuck somewhere down the line. And, you know, in a couple of years' time, 2 or 3 years' time, this kid will be the one who's on the top, and they'll be wanting to fight him. And that's my prediction. So, you know, keep watching on Frampton and Quigg, and sooner or later they're gonna go unstuck, and this guy's the one who's going to be coming through.
And just a bit closer to home, this coming Saturday, what do you make to Fred?
Well, he's you know, we've watched him as a fit kid. He's got all the moves. He's tricky. He's boxed at 3 or 4 different weights. He's Australian champion. It's a big country. Some decent fighters come from there, and generally, you know, when they come over here, they upset the odds. You know, Michael Castidis, he beat guys. Like Jeff Fennick, all these. Sam Solomon once came over in box. A guy called Neville Brown for the Commonwealth, and, you know, complete dark horse beat him. So we're not underestimating in Fred, and he's brought Steve over. But I think one thing in Barry's favour is that no way in a million years is the Border Control going to grant a boxing licence for, or corner pass for God. So at least, you know, that's one bit of help. He's not going to get in the corner. He'll have to just take Steve in with him, because, you know, God's not getting in there, and you know, he'll have to put his face somewhere else. But you know, Barry's done everything right. He's trained hard. We've not overlooked Fred or underestimated him at all. You know what I mean? It's going to be a tough fight, and it's going to be a bit of a chess match.
And then just one final question. After this Saturday, what can we expect next for Kid after this Saturday, assuming, if all goes according to plan for your camp, that he wins?
Well, I think, you know, he's had a good 7 or 8 months from winning the British against Jazz Dickens, and he's never been out of the gym since. He won't be taking a rest. He'll probably be fighting again in September, so he'll have a bit of downtime. He'll still be training, maybe go out to Dubai or see his family. but he'll keep on it, and then a couple of weeks back into it, we'll get a date off McKenzie for September. 14 weeks from that date we'll camp back and we'll start camp again. We might be going out to Fuerteventura for training camps, a bit of warm weather training, and obviously we're preparing Kell Brook for his world title fight, so Barry will be part of that. He likes to spar with Kell Brook and motivate him and train against him, to push him. So really, you get this fight out of the way on Saturday, and then Barry's more straight back into training to help Kell Brook give him a push for his training.